Are we on? All returns in life come from compounding. Health returns, wealth returns, family returns, they all come from compounding, right? They all come from, so as I've trained for half Ironman, a lot of guys talk about, stacking days. So just showing up each and every day and allowing them to compound on top of each other, right? Obvious. And so the beauty is, if all returns in life come from compounding, all we really have to do is not chase more on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Instead, we just have to focus on raising our floor. I elaborate on that in a moment. But because most people I've found, and I have been a massive, massive culprit of this for a large portion of my life, learned this from Nick Peterson, by the way. But oftentimes we will focus on going from zero to hero. We'll go all in, right? If you ever heard, that family, they're all in on something. Okay, sure, and I'm not opposed to being all in. However, what I am opposed to, as I've learned, is going all in on something to the detriment of everything else. So I've already said there's four burners in life that are, I believe, to be very, very important: health burner, wealth burner, family burner, and relationships burner. I think they're very, very important. But the problem is, usually people, and I've been one of these people, will focus on one and not the others. And so even if you brought your wealth to a certain level, now you want to bring your fitness up, right? For example, hypothetically, okay, great. A lot of people will stop focusing on the thing that allowed them to be in a really good financial position in the first place, and that might fall back. Or vice versa, right? Health is on track. Oh, I need to get my money right now. Okay, and then the health falls off because the floor, which is the minimum expectation that we will tolerate in our life from a certain area. Essentially, I'm simplifying there, of course. That's what we need to look for. What I look for, and so for me, last year a large portion of my year was spent with our newborn. He's 17, 18 months now. Last year, pretty much my entire year was spent with him. So I allowed, this was intentional. I allowed the wealth to go on the back burner because I wanted this to be a focus. I also had a fitness goal, by the way. So we created a standard from a family standpoint. Okay. But now, okay, fantastic. I now want to bring my wealth back up to where it would ordinarily be on track for, so that we can begin to move the needle on that front again, right? But the challenge is the effort and intention and commitment that I put into my son last year. As I focus back on wealth, I can't have that fall. I can, but what's the point? Because I'll play this cat and mouse game where one goes up, one goes down, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, right, and so on. And so we end up never actually moving the needle ever. We end up just playing this game of up, down, cat and mouse for the rest of our lives. Okay, and so for me, it was okay. We set a standard and raise our performance floor family wise, and what is the minimum effort required to maintain that standard? And let's lock that in. So that flame might not get brighter this year, but it certainly won't dim. Okay, so we put enough in place so that flame continues to thrive, right? But not get better. Those are contradictory words. The other side, though, okay, cool. I want to take that flame on the wealth side that did dwindle and reignite it. So now we can have the health floor, sorry, the family floor and the wealth floor on par with each other. So now I've raised my performance in these two areas. Well, I've got two other areas, don't I? Fitness being a very, very important one to me. So now I can bring up the fitness one. Now, as it would have it, I did decide to also raise that floor this year too. And I decided to enter into a half Ironman because I figured the commitment and discipline required to do a half Ironman, when it's never been something I've ever done in my entire life, to do that while also maintaining the flame that we have from a family standpoint and also reigniting the flame from a wealth standpoint, I figured those disciplines and commitments would just bleed into the wealth area. So if I can maintain the standard from a family standpoint and add the standard from a half Ironman standpoint, I discerned that our wealth would, as a consequence, increase. So far, I've been correct. We'll soon find out if I remain correct. Um, but it's all about raising the floor. It's all about raising the floor, and it's something that took me a long, 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 long time to learn. It's so obvious, we all know it. We don't go from 100 pounds overweight to just 10 pounds overweight overnight. We incrementally improve our habits so that over time we get there. Same with our money. You might be the type, let's say you're, I don't know, saving to buy a house, or you're trying to, you want to buy, 10 Bitcoin, or you want to, whatever it is you want to do. Okay, fine. Right? Or you need 2.45 million for that wonderful house that you want to buy in Portugal. Okay. Well, chances of you going from wherever you are right now to there overnight are slim. And so a big thing I noticed with raising the floor and performance across the board, by the way, a little tangent, most of us don't even know where we're going. And even when we determine where we want to go, most of us never find out where we are in the first place. Does that make sense? So as a basic example, I said, hey, I'd like to drop about 15 pounds before the half Ironman, just to, A, allow me to perform better, but B, allow the training to not impact my body so much, right? All that pounding, all that impact. Now, I'm not going to get that 15 pounds off by the half Ironman. It's impossible without me doing some crazy dieting, and I will have a rebound effect from it. The reason I haven't got my weight down is I haven't actually fully figured it out yet, by the way. But suffice it to say, I have not been as disciplined enough as I'm required to be from a diet standpoint. You know, and so what many people would do, and what I might have done in the past, depending on the aspect of life, okay, I need to get that 15 pounds off. Let me go from 0 to 15 pounds off in 2 weeks. Possible? Yes. Is it 15 pounds of fat? No. Is it probable that I do it? Also no. Is it possible? Yes. Is it probable? No. But even if I did do it, could I sustain it? No. And would it have a negative impact on my performance? Definitely. And so it's about being okay, in my case, with the longer game. Okay, you're not going to get there in that time frame in a way that you can sustain. Okay, well, we just have to extend the time horizon. We can't change the date for the half Ironman, but I can extend the time horizon to which I'm okay with having that fat gone off the body. I can extend the time horizon wealth wise, right? So there's something I'm trying to do this year. I don't want to talk about it publicly on video, but some significant things we're trying to make moves on, and doing them are not unreasonable actually for us. However, I want them done in what many will consider unreasonably short periods of time frames. Possible, yes, but the challenge is it was putting undue pressure on me, and because it was putting undue pressure on me, I was performing worse across the wealth aspect. Does that make sense? And so in around March or April, I caught that behavior. And was okay, let's slow down. Let's extend the time horizon to which we're okay with this happening. I don't want it to happen this way, but if we extend the time horizon, anything that happens to make it happen faster, wonderful, just magic, or just icing on top of the cake. That was me rambling about Ironman, about raising the floor, about trying to be a good dad, and increasing our wealth. I'll keep talking about these. Hopefully you get value.